Are you living in alignment with your values? Would you like to be? Well, stick around because we're going to talk about our values in this video. Hi, I'm Jessica, and I'm a spiritual transformation coach, helping you get in touch with your intuition so you can fulfill your soul's purpose. I want to invite you to subscribe to my channel and hit the notification bell so you can be notified when I post a new video every week. What is a value? So a value is something that is important to us, something that motivates our behaviors and guides us towards making decisions. So if you are not in alignment with your values, that means you are making choices that are not really coming from you and who you really are. So it is super important to get connected to your values so that way you can be making decisions from your truth, your true essence, your authentic being. Because why do you want to make decisions based on somebody you're not? So this is super important. How can you start getting in alignment with your values? Well, first step is that you need to know what your values are. Do you know what your values are? If you don't, I have a couple different little tools to get started. The first thing that you can do is you can do a search for what are values? What are some common values? What are personal values? Do a little search on the web and you can find a list of values and you can go through that list and you can choose your top 10 values. See whatever resonates with you. You can choose 30 values, but try to narrow it down to 10 values, because really what happens when you start choosing a ton of values, you'll start to notice that they kind of overlap with each other. Therefore, you want to isolate those values and get them down to about 10. You could do top 5 values, but I like to have a list of 10 values. So one of my top values is authenticity. Therefore, showing up and being me 100% is super important to me. That's like one of my number one values, because if I can't show up and be authentic, then how am I going to expect my clients to show up and be authentic with me, right? So that's just an example. If you're having a little trouble with that exercise, maybe it's just too much of a foreign concept for you, that's okay. I have another exercise for you to do, and that is to just think of somebody that you greatly admire, living or dead, somebody that you look up to, that you would love to be more like them. Whoever that person is, I want you to write that down on a piece of paper, and I want you to start listing out all the things that you admire about this person, what makes them so great in your eyes. Write it all down. And then you can go back over your list and start pulling values from that. So you might say, hey, I like Mother Teresa because she was just unconditionally loving to people, and she was of service to others and was just a peaceful being, right? And so of service, so service is a value, love is a value, and patient, did I say patient? I don't even think I said patient. Peaceful. Peace is a value as well. So write those down and you'll start to find your top values that way as well. Okay, and then the second thing you want to do after you actually find your values is you want to look at the areas of your life. And so I'll use the example of relationships and career. So you want to take your top 10 values list and you want to say, okay, so how am I in alignment with love when it comes to my relationships with my family or my friendships or my romantic relationships? So look at that. Look at how you are in alignment with, being of service in your relationships. And what you'll start to find is that maybe you're in alignment with some of your values when it comes to this exercise, but then you'll realize that you're not quite 100% in alignment with all of them. And that's where the real work comes in, because you want to be in alignment with your values, with your truth, with your authenticity. So maybe in your relationship, somebody wanted you to help them do something and you selfishly said no, you didn't feel like doing it. So maybe your value is to be of service, but then you weren't of service in your relationship. So then you can start to ask yourself, okay, well, how can I be of service in my relationships? Well, hey, when somebody asks for help, I can help them. And so start doing that with all of your values and figure out how you can be in alignment in your relationships, in your career, in your finances, in your physical health, in your emotional health, in your spiritual health. And you'll start to be able to figure out how you can live more in alignment. And so what is the real importance of living in alignment with our values? Well, living in alignment with your values to me means you are living in your truth. And so when you are living in your truth, the universe opens up doors for you because you are doing what is true to your path, right? And the universe clears the way. The universe opens the doors for you to continue going on that path, and the universe guides you. If you start to live out of alignment, you'll start realizing you start running into barriers. And sometimes they're good. Sometimes they're good learning experiences for us. But ultimately, if I am acting out of fear versus out of love, what the universe will do for me is it'll end up blocking the path that I've chosen, being in fear, and it'll hurt me. It'll hurt me somehow. It's happened with relationships where I felt like I was supposed to be, going down the road with this person in this relationship, and then that caused me a lot of pain. And so it was like, oh, whoa, this is like a huge flag that the universe is saying, like, no, you need to like act over here, And so you're going to start realizing once you get grounded in your values and living in alignment that the universe is just going to open up these doors for you, and it's going to guide you to your goals, to your bigger vision. It is so important to be in alignment every single day with these values. And so the third thing that I want to say on, being in alignment with your values, taking action, is that you want to look at your values every single day. If you really want to start having this transformative process and you want the universe to open up doors for you, you've got to make sure that you're in touch with your values every single day. Good luck to you. I'm so excited to be here. Let me know how I can further assist you in your whole finding your truth process. Again, I'm Jessica, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.